Today we're going over the new Mythic Hero banner in Fire Emblem Heroes for February 2026. We'll talk about the new unit, plus briefly discuss the 11 other heroes on the banner. This month's Mythic Hero is Adult Tiki from Awakening. I believe this is a new original outfit that has the typical Tiki ribbons, and then a dress colored kinda like the Ancient Naga / Attune Younger Tiki alts last year. For this alt, Tiki will be a colorless armored dragon, like her harmonized bridal alt. Mythic Tiki is gonna be like a super upgraded version of that. She's gonna be a light mythic that boosts defense. For alt skills, Tiki has the fantastic Deluvio boost for HP, stats, and healing. She also has higher ground for far saving plus warp bubble. Tiki's weapon is Awakening Voice. At start of either phase, Tiki grants plus 6 attack and res, the Fire Emblem status, and the Bread type cooldown status to allies within 3 spaces. For herself and allies within 3 spaces, Tiki will also prevent the neutralization of field boss and positive status effects from after start of turn skills. This also works when the enemy tries to cleanse bonuses using a dual/harmonized skill. If the enemy only neutralizes one specific type of status, then those effects will not be prevented. Continuing, Tiki has Dragon Effectiveness and Accelerated Specials. She gains plus 15 stats in combat, deals 25 true damage per hit, and has 15 Excel type flat damage reduction. Last, if Tiki has 5 or more res than the enemy, she inflicts plus 1 cooldown on them before their first attack. If the enemy has Brave attacks, Tiki also scales the enemy on the second Brave hit too. Alrighty, so Mythic Tiki nullifies enemy effects that try to get rid of her team's field buffs and statuses. A common way to do so was using someone like Mythic Loki. Well, Loki is a dark mythic and Tiki's a light mythic. If you hate Loki's status neutralization, then here you go. On top of countering Mythic Loki, Tiki also catches dual Thor/Loki in the crossfire. If you don't like dual Thor pressing her dual skill button to get rid of your boss, then here you go as well. Now for other interesting perks, Tiki has dual Anti-Mart's Fire Emblem status, which is very strong. It comes with bonus level 4 and 10 flat DR for first attacks. It also neutralizes move type effective effects. Tiki will not be weak to armor slayers, but she will still be open to falchions and, well, herself, cause dragons are a weapon type. For a rare effect, Tiki has Scowl that will work on the second Brave hit. I think Dual Corrin is the only other unit with this type of Scowl. This will not apply to follow-up attacks. If you want that kind of ability, you'll still need someone like Veil. For her unique B skill, Tiki has Air Divinity. For foes on the map with less res than Tiki outside of combat, they get inflicted with -5 stats, 10 true damage, and Omni Breaker. AKA, they take a free follow-up attack, and Tiki prevents one of their follow-ups. For herself, Tiki will get Distant Counter and plus 5 Phantom Res. She inflicts another -5 attack defense res in combat, and gets true damage/flat DR equal to 20% of her res stat. Last, Tiki has Lagu's friend type cooldown, so -2 instant cooldown before the foe attacks. Air Divinity's support perks activate on a flat res check and applies to all enemies. This is like the new Detect Aerial B skills. Tiki will get plus 5 Phantom Res to help out, and you can assume she's gonna have high base res too. If the enemy doesn't deal with it, Omnibreaker can be annoying, although no full-up foes will not have an issue. Now besides this encounter for far saving and standard true damage/flat DR, Tiki will get that -2 cooldown before getting hit. With her Bread type cooldown status, that will help Tiki charge up her new 5 cooldown Armored Ice Cap special. If you heard about Harmonized Hector's Armored Flare, then Ice Cap is just the res version of that. Armors would get a 100% res scaling damage special with 40% unpierceable DR that can trigger twice in combat. This special also grants a passive +2 attack and res great talent with a +4 bonus if the special activates in battle. If you like the idea of Armored Flare but wanted a res version, then Ice Cap is the answer. Just be aware that these 5 cooldown specials do not have built-in cooldown effects like Arch Rival or Comet. Overall, Mythic Tiki has a pretty simple game plan for battle. She gets 40% unpierceable DR via Armored Ice Cap, and this stacks with flat DR from her weapon and B skill. Before Tiki gets attacked, she can scowl the enemy's special, and if they Brave attack, then Tiki also scowls that hit. Armored Ice Cap can protect against Brave hits, and thanks to her cooldown perks, Tiki will also be able to ready it for the counterattack. Hopefully, the big damage special nuke will roast the enemy, although as a backup, she will have Omni Breaker to potentially double. Tiki has Distant Counter plus higher ground for far saving, and you get the Warp Bubble effect. Deluvio Boost adds some sustain power, and Armored Ice Cap will be stacking Great Talent, attack and res, which will also help with Tiki's res check-in effects. What truly makes this Tiki special is that A, she gets Mart's great Fire Emblem status, and B, she's able to prevent bonus neutralizing effects. As a light mythic, Tiki kinda hard counters Mythic Loki's main gimmick, and it will apply to dual Thor and Loki's dual skill as well. From my understanding, I don't think Tiki will prevent something like Panic from applying to her team, and anything happening during a phase like Essence Drain should still work. At the very least, Tiki will ensure your team at least gets to the first fight with all your statuses intact. Moving on, let's briefly review the 11 other heroes on this banner. Red will have Baldr, chosen Alfonse, and Stefan. Blue has Hodr, entwined Sharena, and rearmed Soren. Green has Emblem Lyn, Heidrun, and legendary male Corrin. Last, Colorless has the new Tiki, Emblem Micaiah, and Laeradr. Starting with Red, Mythic Baldr is a dark mythic sword flyer who can destroy the safety fence and converts field buffs into debuffs. I am unsure how that will interact with Mythic Tiki, so we'll just have to test that out. Now, Baldr can also inflict exposure, and fighting exposed foes can give her a 100% potent hit. She can get a large amount of flat DR if the foe is in blue, and she can deploy 2 rows of flame tiles after attacking. For skills, Baldr is the only unit with attack and speed hold guard for team and self-warping. She has blue skies for Kanto, and the rare celestial form flyer special that scales off speed. Next, chosen Alfonse is the book 10 freebie unit, so everyone should know what he does generally. He's a bulky sword infantry who can move 4 spaces with Kanto, he sets up stone terrain with bulwark, and can buff his team with great talent stats. Alfonse has preempt ploy for ploy support and instant cooldown. He's got distant counter to pair with Rejuvenate's Nelsie Disrupt effect, and Warrior's Blow will add more flat DR to go with his 40% DR special. Very fun for a unit, and if you do merge Alfonse, his chosen ally can get stronger, while also potentially scoring higher in the arena. Last for Red is Stefan. If you've been playing Path of Radiance, did you find Stefan without a guide? It might actually be easier to gotcha for him in Feb. As a unit, Stefan is a speedy sword master who can hand out low and the super times pulse support effect. He can use this to ready Gust, although the cooldown will also help with the newer higher cooldown specials. Stefan will be able to get into attack range with Brutal Tempest, then Kanto out. Harrowing Call has the hit and run effect for further retreating, and it's a speed focused true damage / flat DR option with Phantom Speed plus 80% DR versus AoE specials. Moving on to Blue, Mythic Hodr is an Anima Mythic Blue Flying Archer. She can also destroy the safety fence and provides stat, DR piercing, and defensive support. With her high res, Hodr can tack on more debuffs via Attack and Res Discord. Her general game plan is to just instantly charge her Ice Wall special for a quick one-shot KO. After that, Mastery can provide Kanto to escape. For Entwined Sharena, she's a fast Lance Cavalier who can move 4 spaces with Kanto and provides nice stat buffs along with no follow-up. Sharena's main perk is to provide an extra action to an ally while refreshing herself. Thanks to her Entwined moniker, she can give her support partner this extra action from anywhere on the map. Now, for battle, Sharena has a 100% potent follow-up, and that can help trigger Arch Rival. Assault Impetus has the same cooldown effect as Momentum, along with 50% DR piercing. Face a red foe while moving far enough for an instant Arch Rival proc. Now, to help survive, Sharena will also have Attack and Speed Excel for flat DR. The third blue unit is rearmed Soren, who is a high attack and res blue infantry mage. Arcane Rex Bolt is a 4th gen arcane blue tone with attack and res field buffs, spread type cooldown, and debuff neutralization support. To help stand out, Soren's A skill also provides speed and defense buffs, fringe bonus, fall denial, and assigned decoy twin. He even has Havoc and pre-employ for more debuffs. Now if Soren has higher res than the foe, he can get brave attacks. He can trigger Ice Ball in 2 shots, and he can use his 40% DR for protection. In the green group, we have Emblem Lyn, who is a green infantry archer. Lyn uses her immense 6-range Asher Storm style to snipe out foes, and her Emblem Ring can give that ability to an ally. This Lyn has Desperation plus Preempt Pulse support, and she can get 100% pulse and follow-up herself. Lyn will try to unleash 3 attacks in a row, and empowers it with Attack and Speed Finish, plus Speed Taker. Panic Smoke can help allies follow up on her long-range artillery. Heidrun is an Anima Mythic green infantry beast. She provides the pretty annoying Divine Nectar status for instant healing and flat DR, and her allies get an extra action if they use an assist while affected by it. While Heidrun is pretty much just a full-on tank herself with Stronghold and Bulwark, she can also inflict deep wounds and the anti-miracle status to help take down enemies. She's very much a focus on survivability to support the team first type unit. Last up, legendary male Corrin is a green infantry dragon with high speed and res. If you trigger his special, Corrin can lay down Divine Vein water tiles which obstruct ranged foes, inflicts -5 speed, and inflicts 50% DR piercing. Corrin can ready his special every fight, and he has built-in Scowl. For skills, Attack Eminence Ploy will add some debuffs, while High Dragon Wall gives regular percent DR for dragons. Corrin also has Speedrunner's Finish for true damage and healing when specials are ready. Last up, Colorless has our new Mythic Tiki. She has some nice fodder with Diluvial Boost being a great armor A skill since most of them do not care about speed. Armored Ice Cap will suit higher res armors if you want 40% DR and a big damage special. As for Higher Ground, it's the far save skill for beasts and dragons if you want warp bubble protection. Should be fairly easy to inherit all 3 skills. Next, Emblem Micaiah is a colorless amateur mage with a high attack and res. Her assist skills can cleanse and heal multiple allies while also inflicting debuffs onto foes at the same time. Micaiah also gets an extra action. Her Emblem Ring is a single target version of this, and the extra action will come with gravity if used by a ranged unit. Still very powerful. For combat, Micaiah has armor and cavalry effectiveness and can precharge her Great Sacrifice special. She provides extra debuffing support via Havoc, and has Crystalline Water for flat res stacking. Micaiah is still the only unit with Silence Ward, which can hand out Nussy Disrupt and preempt Pulse to allies. Last unit for today is Laeradr, who is a dark mythic armored beast that just inflicts a ton of annoying effects. Laeradr can force weaker units to use Savior, and he can inflict Flash so you can't fight back. Even if you're able to, he also inflicts stat debuffs backed by Discord, Sabotage, and Panic. If you try to fight Laeradr's allies, Barricade can neutralize defensive res debuffs while also having Warp Bubble. For himself, Laeradr has Attack Eminence Fortune to transform, but he doesn't have a Savior skill because the guy wants others to fight for him. He has Lagu's friend cooldown with full DR piercing specials along with Armored Flow. He's not the craziest combative unit, but his support effects are quite a headache if you try to tank him without a plan. That'll be it for this month's Mythic Banner. If you hate units like Loki, then Mythic Tiki is quite the hard counter. Now, she will also come with the Fire Element status, so like Duo Annie Marth, this Tiki will love to team up with guys like Eikthenir for just full field buff stacking. As a reminder, the A Hero Rises Voting Gauntlet event is about to begin, and the 8-man banner is already available. There are some incredible units and skills available there, so it's a tough choice if you're short on orbs. I wish everyone the best of luck wherever you do end up summoning. That'll be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.